Hi guys, welcome to Shams TV. Today's video is the continuation of my previous video. So before you watch, just go through my previous video for better understanding. The link to the previous video is given in my description. So this is the main highlight of my today's video. Here we go. Penicillins. Hi bacteria, I'm here to kill you. So bacteria, it's not that easy penicillin. We have penicillinase. So first topic for today is development of resistance to penicillin by bacteria. So bacteria develops resistance through three main mechanisms. They are decreased porine production, efflux of penicillins through pumps, and the third one is altered penicillin binding proteins. So we'll go one by one in detail. First we should know the actual mechanism of how penicillin enters into the cell wall. As I told in my previous video, the site of action of penicillin is cell wall, since they inhibit the cell wall synthesis. So let us consider this entire thing as a bacterial cell consisting of a cell membrane surrounded by a cell wall. So you can see a tiny dots in the cell wall, which is called as aquaporins, through which the penicillin enters into the cell, that is periplasmic space, so that it can go and act on its target enzyme, that is transpeptidases. So entry of the penicillin is through aquaporins and its main target is enzyme transpeptidases, so that it goes and binds to the transpeptidases and inhibits its action. So here the first mechanism, that is decreased porine production, which is mostly seen in gram-negative organisms. As I told previously, the penicillin enter into the cell through these porins, right? So what this gram-negative organism does is, they either reduce or block altogether inhibit the synthesis of these porins. See, these porins are not synthesized anymore. So that what happens is, penicillin cannot enter into the cell anymore. So it can definitely not bind to these enzymes. So the action of the penicillin is lost. This is an example for Pseudomonas. So the second mechanism is efflux of penicillins through pumps. This is also seen in gram-negative organisms. So these gram-negative organisms, they can produce pumps called as efflux pumps. See, you can see it here. So what these pumps do is, once the penicillin enters into the cell through aquaporins, before it goes and binds to the transpeptidases, these pumps will pull out the penicillin and efflux it outside the cell wall, so that penicillins cannot go and bind to the transpeptidases and bring out its action. So the action is lost. So this is one of the important mechanisms seen in gram-negative organisms. So these examples of these mechanisms are seen in E. coli and gonococcus. It is also seen in Pseudomonas. So since it is seen in gonococcus, we don't give penicillins nowadays due to the development of resistance. And the third one is altered penicillin binding proteins. And this is specific to both gram-positive and gram-negative bacteria. In this, the penicillin once enter into the cell through aquaporins, it goes and binds to the transpeptidases to bring out its effect. But what does this gram-positive and negative bacteria does is, it goes and alters the structure of the transpeptidase enzyme, so that once the penicillin enters into the cell, it cannot go and bind to the transpeptidases. That is because the structure is altered, so penicillin will not be able to recognize the transpeptidases enzyme. So its action is lost. And the example of this mechanism is seen in Staphylococcus aureus. That is MRSA. MRSA stands for methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So MRSA stands for methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So methicillin resistance is brought by a chromosomally coded gene called MECA gene. What this gene does is, they alter the structure of the penicillin binding protein to a different structure, that is PBP2A. So forget about these structures and all, they are proteins, they are heavily folded. So they alter the structure of the penicillin binding protein to a new structure called PBP2A. This PBP2A will have less affinity towards methicillin. That is, the affinity decreases towards the methicillin. This will lead to development of resistance to methicillin by Staphylococcus aureus. So to the end of the topic, finally the most dangerous mechanism of resistance is beta-lactamase enzyme production by this bacteria. So what this enzyme do is, they will disrupt the beta-lactam ring which is present in the penicillin. As I told earlier how the beta-lactam ring looks like in my previous video, what this enzyme does is, they disrupt the basal part of the beta-lactam ring. So this is very important, they disrupt the basal part. So this will lead to disruption of the structure of the penicillin, and penicillin will lose its function. So it is seen in gram-negative organisms as well as gram-positive organisms. So in gram-negative organism, the beta-lactamase is present in their periplasmic space. You know where the periplasmic space is. So once the penicillin get into the periplasmic space, it will get disrupted by or distorted by the beta-lactamase present in that place. So to overcome this beta-lactamase or penicillinase activity, we came out with a new drug called penicillinase resistant penicillins. So how did we do this? So as I told, these enzymes will act on basal part of the beta-lactam ring to disrupt the structure. So what we did is we changed the side chain R structure. So once the side chain R structure is changed, the beta-lactam ring keeps on changing its structure. So when they get a different structure, these enzymes cannot break down the beta-lactam ring. Hence the name penicillinase resistant penicillins. So these are the drugs that come under penicillinase resistant penicillins. Examples are, it can be given through two routes. The first one is oral. Under oral we have two drugs, three drugs actually. One is cloxacillin and another one is dicloxacillin. And through parenteral route we have nafcillin and methicillin. So in this, the dicloxacillin is the most active penicillinase resistant penicillins against Staphylococcus aureus. This is an important part. And nafcillin is the most active against any other microbes other than Staphylococcus aureus. So these two are very important, dicloxacillin and nafcillin. Yeah, that's all about penicillins. Stay tuned for next videos. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. And if you have any clarification, please do use the comment section. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get instant notification of my future uploads. Bye bye. Thank you.